Moto Z Moto Mods review. Lenovo-owned Motorola has shaken things up in the premium segment with its new Moto Z series, primarily because of the way these phones are designed to work with a variety of snap-on Moto Mods accessories. Unlike other manufacturers which have tried this concept before, Motorola seems to have put a lot of work into making it easy to use and swap these mods. The ecosystem is starting out strong with 4 distinct options, and the company has indicated that more are on their way. More importantly, it seems as though mods will be compatible with future Moto Z models, making the investment seem attractive. We have 3 of the 4 mods with us for review: the Hasselblad True Zoom camera, JBL Soundboost speaker, and Moto Instashare projector. The 4th is an extended battery with an optional wireless charging receiver, the Incipio Offgrid, which is listed online as coming soon. Mods attached to the back of a Moto Z series phone with absolutely zero effort. You don't need to turn your phone off or pop the battery out, which isn't even possible. Magnets hold them in place, and you can pry them off just by exerting a little pressure. The most obvious comparison is LG's G5, which is a lot less convenient to work with. Dropping your Moto Z review with a mod attached will most likely send both pieces flying in different directions, though we did not try doing this to find out. Things are just as simple on the software side. Mods are detected and can be put into use automatically with zero user intervention. There's a brief animation and a pop-up on screen to let you know that something has been attached, and that's it. You can check for firmware updates and things like battery status through a subsection of the Settings app on the phone. The idea seems to be that you would keep one of these mods attached for the duration of an excursion or even permanently, so you don't have to set up an accessory every time you need to use it. However, they all add considerable bulk and weight to the Moto Z, which takes away from its identity as a slim, high-fashion phone. Read on for more on each of the mods. This, to us, was the most interesting of the 3 mods. There's only so far manufacturers can go to improve the sensors and lenses packed into smartphones' tiny bodies, and models that try to break out of that mold end up being novelty items which don't really work well in all situations. Motorola's modular solution could let you take great photos but ditch the bulk when you need to. The name Hasselblad immediately brings to mind professional gear that costs multiple lakhs, so obviously we have high hopes for the True Zoom mod. As its name suggests, one of its biggest draws is the 10x optical zoom lens, which physically protrudes from the back just like a compact camera's lens. This is easily the thickest of the 3 mods, and it makes the Moto Z a bit difficult to hold onto. We had trouble maintaining a sure grip on the device while stretching across the screen with one thumb. A strap of some kind would have been handy. You do get a cloth pouch with a strap, but getting the Moto Z Plus attached True Zoom mod into and out of it was actually quite difficult, and ultimately it was no help at all. The plastic quality is also disappointing, especially the shutter button and zoom ring around it. The True Zoom covers the Moto Z's own rear camera, so you completely lose its functionality. This is also the only mod without a battery of its own, so if you happen to pop it off while it's in use, there's no way to retract the lens and cover it up. The True Zoom doesn't need its own app, it simply takes over from the Moto Z's rear camera. You can use the dedicated button next to the shutter release to launch into the app, or use the 2-flick gesture that works with the phone. The camera is set to capture 4 to 3 stills at 12 megapixels. Video tops out at 1080p, 30 fps, which is lower than the default camera, which can go up to 1080p at 60 fps or 4K at 30 fps. You also lose the ability to take slow-mo videos, but there are new options including a B&W mode, RAW mode, and scenes such as sports, night portrait, and night landscape. Manual mode is still available. The sensor is a 0.5-inch BSI CMOS with 1.55 micrometers pixels. The aperture range is f/3.5 to f/6.5. And focal length is 4.5 to 45 mm, 25 to 250 mm, 35 mm equivalent. You get a xenon flash with red eye reduction, optical image stabilization for stills, and electronic stabilization for video. Storage, image processing and GPS depend on the phone you use this mod fault with. Our Moto Z had no trouble, but future models might be different. Real-world performance was a mixed bag. Optical zoom is of course a wonderful and transformative thing to have. It is a great smartphone camera, and we found that in direct comparisons with the mod on and off the camera, it did make a difference in daylight, colors popped more, details were sharper, and there were greater possibilities when it came to composition. For example, We managed some dramatic depth of field effects. The issues we noticed with texture compression on the Moto Z went away entirely. Video was sharp and smooth, but not noticeably better than that taken with the phone on its own. Low light was a completely different story though, and we found that photos taken without the mod were more vibrant. Though the mod did help capture better details, it didn't matter at all when images were scaled down to even PC screen size.